everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex. This is going to be a very random video because this is not something that I normally post, but I want to have fun and it's going to be a fun project and I love to document it. I've recently been getting the creative itch, if that makes sense. I used to be a super duper like arts and craftsy type girly, and I've since downsized on all of my art supplies, but recently I've been doing a few more fun things. For example, I made my own notebook. This is completely handmade down to the pages. I used elastic and ribbon, and essentially these are all things that I had in my house. I did not have to spend a single peso on this, or a single dollar if you're from the United States. So you think my creative urges would have gone away and I would have lived my life normally, but no. I want to make a bag and I specifically want to make a bag using things that I am not really currently using. I basically just want to use up my scraps and I want to have fun and I want to have an interesting bag and just have fun with the process, make it as personalized as possible. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today, and I'm going to take you with me. Anyways, the base of the bag is going to be this shirt that I no longer use. I no longer use it just because it is too small for me. It says "Be the Change," which I think it is pretty fitting. Now let's look at the fabric that I have and what I'll be using for this project. This is my fabric box. A lot of it is leftovers from my Halloween costumes. I would always make my own Halloween costume, but I had a tendency to buy more than what I actually ended up using for the project. What I will be using, for example, are these little guys right here. These are pieces of fabric that I have collected over time. It's things like these that I want to be using. Basically what I want to do is I want to have the outside of the tote bag, the shirt, but the inside I want it to be decorated and sewn together random pieces of leftover fabric that I have. And I want to make the bag actually useful and usable, so I do want to make it like good quality. I also have these. I bought this to make a corset for one of my Halloween costumes, but I definitely want to use these. I have a few ideas for how I want to use them. In conclusion, there's going to be no right or wrong way that I will be making this bag, and I'm just going to have fun with it. And yeah, let's get started. So right now I thought I would start a little bit easy just to ease my way into the project and create a little money pouch that'll be a part of the bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up these pieces. I'm just going to sew these pieces together, and I'm also going to be using thread that I normally don't use. A lot of times I much rather prefer to use neutral colors, so a lot of my colorful thread just kind of goes to waste. Right now I am using a red thread and an orange thread for this bag, and I will be using a zipper too, and I'll be using a zipper color that I probably wouldn't have used for any other project. I've made the two sides of my little pouch that I'll be making first. It'll look something like this, but the thread on the inside lifts up a lot and it's very annoying. I have this thing that I half made when I first got my sewing machine. I'm talking like 2015, 2016. And it was supposed to be a little project and it was never completed. You can see that there are pins and the pins are rusted. So there's this thing on here, I don't know what it is, but you iron it on and it's supposed to stick to the fabric. With the age of this thing, the adhesive or whatever it was has started to come off, and so I'm able to like pull it off. And what I want to do is I want to cut it into little strips and put it on top of the thread so it doesn't interfere with the inner lining. The pouch has been made. This is what it looks like. It's super tiny, super cute. I did add a little additional thing right here. I did put it a little too low. My goal is to add a ring or a hoop to be able to clasp it into another one of these hoops that I plan to make in the bag. So now I have to actually make the bag. I've been working on this project for a few hours now, and it's also really, really cloudy. So if everything starts to get a little bit darker, I apologize for that, but I'm trying my best. You can even hear thunder too. So a storm is definitely coming, which I'm very excited about. What's next is to cut up the shirt and to establish a template or just a size. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit of the larger pieces of fabric that I have left over, and I'm going to sew them together just like I did with this, and that will be the inner lining. Now it is time to actually make the bag. Now I have all of these cut and they're all little squares. I'm basically just going to sew all of the squares together. I want to have 2 4x4s for both the sides. Guess what, guys? So the insides are completely cut out, sewn together, and the seams are also protected. There will be an inside layer and there's also going to be an outside layer, which is the shirt. And so right now I'm going to sew the inside layer. So it isn't just going to be like 2 pieces of fabric. There will be a strip in the middle to give it a little bit of dimension. Here, let me show you guys. This bag is an example of how I want it to be made. Essentially, there's the front, there's the back, and then there's the sides. So that's how I'm planning on making it. So I also have all of these strips cut to size. So now I'm just going to quickly sew all of that together. It's not going to take much time. And then I'm going to sew the outside. Woo! Okay guys, both layers have been completed and now I'm going to try to put them together to see whether or not they fit so I can make alterations. It pretty much fits perfectly. I was a little bit worried that you were going to be able to see the fabric through the shirt, but honestly you can't at all, which is very nice because I was very scared that I was going to have to make an extra layer. It's really nice. It's super simple on the outside, but then there's a pop of color on the inside. Now I'm going to make the strap. It's only going to be 1 strap, and I'm going to be using the fabric and the t-shirt. This will be under, so it'll be touching the shoulder, so it'll just be like a little peak of color without actually having to look inside. I think that'll be really nice and it'll tie everything together. So yeah, I'm gonna do that right now and then I'm gonna go to bed because it is dark and I gotta go paddle 10 kilometers tomorrow. Hello everyone, it is the next day. I'm exhausted. I just came back from doing a 10-kilometer paddle. Haven't done a 10-kilometer paddle in a while, so it was hard. But anyways, let's continue with this bag. Last time I left off with making the straps, and this is what it looks like. So it has the colorful fabric on the inside, but it has the shirt fabric on the outside, and the goal is to have it like this. So this is what we have. We have the bag and we have the strap, and right now I'm going to clean up the edges and then I will be sewing on the straps. And I want to do this quick because I need to clean my room. I have the straps pinned. Yeah. Guys, this is so cute. This is what it looks like. It does not look that good, and it looks even worse on the outside, but I honestly don't care. I think it adds to the personality of the bag. Guys, look how cute! Look how cute! Ta-da! It's done. I'm kidding, it's not done. Now it's time to customize it. So this is the default like plain canvas. I'm not gonna decorate it like that much, but I still want to use things that I haven't been using or just don't use anymore. I specifically mentioned in the beginning of the video where I have little things to create corsets, little gold rings. I want to use the little golden corset things to make 2 little holes in the bag, and I want to sew a little ribbon because of course in 2024 we need ribbons, and to add a little bit more and also to cover up a few things. I decided to use these little guys that I've never used, and they used to be my mom's. I genuinely think these are like maybe the same age as me, and I've never used them, so I'm going to be using them to sew up any little pieces or imperfections that I want to hide. It'll just add a little extra to the bag. And we also can't forget this guy. There will be a clasp on here, and there will also be a clasp on here, so it can go bloop. It'll kind of just be there, and I like having it hooked onto the bag because if I have a lot of things in this bag, it's just gonna fall to the bottom. Let's start. Oh my goodness. If you guys hear someone mowing grass or like mowing weeds, no you do not. So this is the final bag. I did a few things off camera, so if you look, there's 2 little spots to put bows, which I honestly think is pretty nice. It's customizable, and as you can see right here, I do have the pouch. I also have little flowers on the corner so you can't see my botched sewing job. But yeah, that is the final bag. I honestly love sewing. It's something that I love so much, and I'm so surprised that I don't do it more often. I really should, because it just brings me so much joy, and I also find a lot of happiness using things that I normally don't use. For example, making an entire notebook, which I honestly think that I should make a YouTube video in the future talking about it and how I make it. If there's anything you want me to make, please let me know and I will see if I can make it. I'm not a professional when it comes to sewing. I kind of just wing the process, and it works out every once in a while, and when it doesn't work out, you don't see it. So yeah, that is all. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.